It's time for men to reclaim the strong female character. It belongs to us. We are the ones who fantasize about it. Women despise the strong female character. They only speak about that character to attack men with, to claim that we're the ones that are against them. I'm going to contrast two characters, right? This is Dr. Lazarus, played by Frances Sternhagen, back in 1981, before all the man-hated became mainstream. This is a strong female character, and you'll realize she is a fantasy for a minute. I'm going to contrast with, what is it? The 2011 Thing, right? And this female character, okay? So the first thing we'll check out, Outlander, okay? We'll take a look at this dialogue, and you'll see that this strong female character, for one thing, she's the right age. She's an average-looking woman, and Sternhagen is 51, and she makes a great partnership with Sean Connery. They look right, exactly. And yet, even though these two are closer to age and they look appropriate, this character that of Dr. Lazarus is invisible to the culture. Women do not gravitate towards this. They don't want to know it. Why? Because she's too old. Do you see the issue with this one? This young lady's in charge. She's the hero. How old is she here? I think she's in her late 20s. Right. Oh, by the way, even I remember seeing this when I was only in my teens, and I found, strangely, Sternhagen very sexy. I found her sexy in my teens, and she's 51 here, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Now let's play this scene, and you'll see the strength of her character.
That's pretty good. Playing by yourself and losing. I'd join you in this dumb game if I could play sitting down.
She's very self-effacing and very truthful. She's not interested in doing what he's doing, right? And look, she's not sexualized, right, guys? She's dressed normally, right? Like the women always complain about, right? She's not sexualized, and yet it's us who loves this character, not the women.
Yes, I'm well, thank you. Pretty busy. Seems there's some kind of flu going around. You'd be surprised the number of workers who are going to be sick this Sunday. It's your actual epidemic.
Are you going to be sick this Sunday?
You're looking for sterling character. You're in the wrong place. You know,
She's very pragmatic, right? She's on his side. She's very pragmatic. This is a man in a woman's body.
if you're the kind of guy you're supposed to be, you wouldn't stick around. That's why they sent you here.
Maybe they made a mistake.
I was afraid you'd say something like that. You really think you're making a difference? Then why, for God's sake?
Because maybe they are right.
Now, this is the other thing. This is why the strong female character is beloved by men. The man is letting himself show the person that he is. This is me opening up my heart to you, the woman. You're the one who I feel I can open up my vulnerability to. And this woman supports him.
He sent me here to this pile of shit because he think I belong here. I want to find out if they're right.
And that is the most important thing to any man, his own personal character. You know, Who am I? Do I have principles and integrity?
There's a whole machine that works because everybody does what they're supposed to. I found out I was supposed to be something I didn't like. That's what's in the program. That's my rotten little part in the rotten machine. I don't like it. So I'm going to find out if they're right.
Your wife is one stupid lady.
See what I mean? She's basically saying, I admire you. I admire you for the man that you are. And the woman who left you is a bum because I recognize the value of you as a person. Dr. Lazarus admires integrity and justice. You know, so they're putting this character is what men wish they had. She's a cut above the average woman. And being a cut above means she actually values the important aspects of a man as a human being. She's a fantasy. Women don't know who this character is. They don't want to know her. She's too old, she's too plain, and she's too supportive of men. Well, let's contrast this character, right? This is the lead actress for the crappy reboot of The Thing, 2011. This is really when it started amping up, right? Ramping up the man hatred. Give credit to Morbid Zoo for doing who I'm responding to now. Now, she's too young for the part, right? And I want to give credit again to Mr. Pink and Yellow because he and I were talking about this because I mentioned that the women are overly young. And he said, of course, because a woman's youth is a part of her status. And I thought, wow, that makes perfect sense. Women prefer to put these young women in here. They'll blame men and say they want to ogle beautiful women. These women don't like to be old. Look, these women do not want to be, where is she? They don't want to be Sternhagen. She's too plain and she's in her 50s here. They want to be this person. She's all of 29. I think this character is like in her late 20s. Here, I better double check. Oh my God, she's 27 while playing this part. This is a 27-year-old woman who is in charge of something as important as possibly finding alien life. She wouldn't be even an assistant here, right? So the women of the world want to be young and beautiful, and that's what it is, right? Now, she also, unlike Sternhagen character, Sternhagen is not a superhero. She is in the way that she's above what women really are, but this woman is a Mary Sue type, right?
Protagonist with whom we are meant to identify. We know she's our protagonist because the film is from her perspective and because she's eminently capable and makes every important discovery and every reasonable suggestion over the course of the movie. Here's our antagonist.
Exactly. The antagonist is the older man. The older man who earned his way through time and effort and natural talent. He earned his position. And of course, he's the bad guy for that.
We know he's our antagonist because he values scientific fame over the good of the group, and because he says things like this.
In the future, don't contradict me in front of those people again.
Whether
Yeah, you say, hey, dude, you know, he's got to be the bad guy, the older bad man, right? Something that didn't exist in the actual 1982 Superior thing, right? They didn't have any of this nonsense. And of course, here's the sexy young man for a love interest.
we have a love interest here is debatable, but I can't think of any other purpose for including shots like this, and I would be stunned if the production notes for this movie didn't have a demand from the studio to include at least the suggestion of a romance.
Yeah, see, so this follows what women want. They want to bash the older man who earned his place, and they want to be this beautiful young woman who's in charge and has a sexy young man at her beck and call. Right. Okay. 2011. So that's how early this stuff has been going on. Now I want to compare something else. Brienne of Game of Thrones. Men love this female character because she was introduced as a woman who was a badass from the beginning, but also she's not one of these waifs. She's physically imposing. She's large, she's powerful, and she's not attractive. She's not attractive, yet men love this character. And she fights with the wolf here and holds her own, but she's not a Mary Sue. They don't make the wolf look like a little bitch. Now I'm going to get into some action here. Wonderful fight scene between two people that the audience respects. Notice the woman gets hit in the face. She is an actual equal to the men she fights with.
I have no wish to kill you, sir.
The woman has integrity. The woman has integrity. And of course, the wolf shows you just how tough he is.
I'm not a knight.
When she kicks him in the crotch, it's not an insult. It's her trying to live. She's trying to survive. Aha! And I love this scene. I love it because he says, oh, you're going to try that nonsense. Well, I'm going to kick you in the crotch. Right? How does it feel? So, I mean, we don't need to show the rest of it. I'll probably get, charged with copyright. Now, like I said, why am I showing this? Because here's Game of Thrones, let's see. So this woman who the male audience who watches Game of Thrones respects and admires, what they do, they put the pretty young anime girl up against her who beats her easily. Now, of course, we all want Arya to have character growth, but she really just turned into a Mary Sue by the end of the season, or I should say by the end of the series, right? So the woman that men admire gets sacrificed for the much younger, and therefore higher status female character. who's becoming a Mary Sue. So remember, everything that's happening here is man hatred. Great female characters are sacrificed for the Mary Sue. Remember, guys, the strong female character is a male fantasy. And so she must always be destroyed. Women despise this kind of woman. They do not want men. They are not a men's fantasy. They're telling men that we are not your fantasy. We don't want to be a supportive character for you or an equal. We hate you and we're above you. And we're going to put these disgusting Mary Sues in to insult you. Because why do they do that? Because the average woman is the class enemy of men, period.